right, today we're going to bring a plastic welder. Now, this is perfect if you're going to be 3D printing large projects like what we have here. We 3D printed actually the city of LA. You guys can see it. Beautiful, but it's falling apart because the glue is not strong enough and these pieces are really heavy. So we're going to try to glue as much as we can through the back. Welding's a little difficult if you're not familiar with it, but with this machine, it makes it a lot easier. Now they give you the all the pins that you need, different shapes because every single seam is different. All right, so this is a very important thing to do, and they have multiple ones, and we are going to use a couple of them. They give you actually cutters, even additional plastic to melt down and actually marry both units together. Now, this system works with power. Now, when you crank it up, you need to have the base set up the two metal pieces in here. It heats up to a point where it actually melts through the actual plastic, and that's where you actually snap the system in, right? Holding the button, you can see the redness and how hot, and this thing gets super hot real quick. Do not touch the actual copper area. That's where you actually do. Once you insert this, it actually goes embedded into the system. Now, this is where the actual wire cutters come in because it does leave a little piece of metal sticking out, and then you just make sure you shape it down. And they give you everything you need, including extra aluminum foil if you want to have to cover a large amount of actual area. If you guys can see that, this melts into it. Very simple. I like the whole unit, and then the two different kind of teeth that it has if you want to melt certain things. This actually gets super hot too, so you can smooth out a couple of larger area too. And I like that they give you extra PLA in here and many additional stuff they included with it, including sandpaper, aluminum, and pretty much different colors of the PLA. It's a whole kit. You're not going to need anything else. So today we're actually going to put this together and melt the city permanent so it won't fall in case it falls. Like I lost half of it already, and this is crazy glue and you can see it's falling apart already. So we're gonna do it to the back here because we don't want to damage any of the seat in the front. We're gonna start adding our welds right here in the back. So let's go ahead and do that and see how well it works. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start. And I have a silicone pad here because I don't want it to burn my desk or anything like that. So we're gonna turn this around and we're gonna start a unit. Now, one thing I learned is that these are actually the pins that we're going to use. They're a little wider, right? Now, one thing I learned is that you don't go across this way, right? It's something that I didn't know I was doing at first. You actually have to weld it right in the center. You have to go sideways on this one, if you guys can see. Instead of going up this way, like you think it is going to be, it actually gets a better welding if you go sideways on the seam line like that. So we're gonna go ahead and set this up. And the way it works, let me zoom in so you guys can see. So the way it works, I stand them up all the time, and I just set up a corner here without touching them. And that's all you got to do. See, that's pretty much what you got to do. You guys can see that. So the first row, I'm going to try to do it here so you guys can see some of it. And all you got to do is hold the button down, and you can see the light working, and it heats up right away. And all you got to do is melt it down. And there it goes, it's working. And then when you feel it like it's deep enough, let it go, pick it up. Now, one thing I suggest, use a mask respirator because it does give you some fumes for plastic, and that's something I didn't do. So I'm just letting you guys know. Make sure you wear the safety first mask, right? This one here. There we go. Pick it up. Look at that. If you mess up, you can always twist it just a little bit and let it go. And I get a bunch of these standing up straight, and all you got to do is make sure you grab these and go. Let it go when you think it's too deep, you let it go. So I'm just doing a demo, but I'm going to finish the whole thing, and I am going to sand it. And of course, these are going to be a little sharp edges too, so you got to make sure you're aware of that too, that you got to cut them down. So if you guys can see, this is going to keep it together. And then I'm not going to cut the actual corners here, but I am going to cut them out and take them outside because these things fly. Make sure you use your protective gear, some glasses or something, because when you cut these out, they actually fly pretty much everywhere. So just be careful how you cut them out. So we are going to finish the whole thing, but very simple to use, perfect for 3D printing. And you want to put together PLA or any kind of plastics. This is perfect. Now, just be aware that, this thing heats up pretty quick. Keep it away from kids. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. 99.6 of you are not subscribers in my channel. I hope that the content helps you out and that you find it very useful. And I hope you hit the like and subscribe.